Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting.
From real estate to real life and everything in between. The Brad Weisman Show. And now, your host, Brad Weisman.
All right, we're back. Yes, we're back. And we have a repeat guest. I think everybody likes when we have repeat guests because we know who they are. And she's been on here. Actually, I think this might be the third or fourth time. We'll have to talk about that then. But this is Stephanie Taormina is in the studio today. But it's not for the reason that you think she's in the studio. Typically, she's here to talk about have some fun today, which is great, and we like that. But she is really, really doing a lot with paintings and also ceramics. And she's having a big show at the Yocum Institute this weekend. So, Stephanie, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm awesome.
It's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and is this third or fourth time? I can't remember. Fourth time?
It's fourth.
It's fourth because you were on, we talk about this every time.
Yeah.
You were on a podcast I had before.
Yes.
And so the fourth, I think she should get an award. What do you think?
That's right.
I think she's on, besides Pete Heim, but Pete's a different story. But you're probably the most times on out of any guest, out of any other type of guest.
Oh my gosh.
right.
Yeah.
Thank
Pete's
you.
on once a month, but that's a real estate show.
Yeah.
So you must have done something right. Either say that or something wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is.
Maybe I'm just a pest.
No, you're not a pest at all. No, because I always say when you want to come back, you're welcome back. Because
I really appreciate it.
we always have good stuff to talk about. So so you're here for something a little different.
Yes.
I got this postcard in the mail. I think it was this week. And it's a really nice postcard. You are doing I guess they call it solo art show, right?
Yep.
At the Yocum Institute this weekend coming up.
Yes.
And I'm excited. So March 23rd through April 26th, your artwork is going to be there.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
I'm excited. I can't wait to do it.
Hugo, we got to go see this artwork.
That's righty.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's unbelievable. So tell me about how does this happen? Like, I mean, I know you're painting all the time. How does it get to a point where you have your solo show like this?
Well, I got very lucky, I would say. I mean, I think that, I've been painting my entire life.
Yeah.
Even through all the interior design and have some fun today. I have always been an artist.
Yeah.
And it's actually really interesting because when I was 16 and I had just moved to Wyomissing, I saw that there was an art institute where I could take classes. And as a young girl, I would at night go take these night classes with these adults.
Unbelievable.
Who were probably my age, but I thought they were so old at the time.
Isn't it amazing how that changes, you know?
It is really funny. But so I actually learned how to oil paint at the Art Institute, Wyomissing Art Institute.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now the
Absolutely.
Yocum.
I took singing lessons there.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So to be able to go back and have my first solo show outside of my own different art studios I've had over the years is amazing. And so how it happened was the beginning of last year, I knew that I really wanted to put a lot of effort into making my art.
Yeah.
And I started the series called the Magic Series.
Which we touched on last time you were here.
Yes, I know. And so the whole premise for it was me really trying to figure out how I want to spend my energy. The older you get very reflective about
I totally understand.
It's probably why you're doing this podcast.
It's totally understand. Yeah, the older you get, the more you sit there and go, okay, there's actually probably more behind me than there is in front of me.
Yeah.
Possibly. We know nobody knows.
Right.
But it makes you start to think.
Yeah.
Every minute becomes a lot more valuable.
Yeah. So I made this decision that I was really going to put a lot of energy into my art. And I was thinking about, because you need to have like a premise for making art. And so my premise was making magic. And when I make art, it feels like magic happening in my life.
Yeah.
Because these things come out of you and these paintings, just appear through hours and hours of putting paint on a canvas. But there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
So every painting that I made, I was doing a lot of meditating, I was doing a lot of writing, I was doing a lot of thinking and introspection. And I knew the paintings I wanted to make. And I was trying to create a visual for what magic could look like if you were to see it.
Right.
So that is what these paintings started out as. That's the premise.
Yeah.
And so when you come to the opening, you will be surrounded by many works of art, different sizes, but all with this vision of magic as the central theme.
So there is a commonality. There's a I don't know how to, what's the word I'm thinking of, but there's like a focus there. The magic is the thing.
It's the theme.
And the theme. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
The theme. So that's the theme of the whole show that you're doing.
Yes.
You know, all the artwork that's there.
Yeah.
And now does that then evolve? So this year, 2025, that was 2024. The works that you did, now you're putting them out and to the public or whatever.
Yeah.
Does it, as an artist, is that now? Is there like a thing that's going to happen in 2025? Do you think there's something that's going to come up, another theme, or no? How's that work?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
She
know-
looks at me confused. She's like, "Don't you know that?" I'm like, "I don't. I have no clue."
Well, just to go back for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
You
Go
asked
back.
how this happened.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
So I was like having this intention that I was really going to make all this art and really focus on the art. And the one thing I wanted to have happen was to be offered a solo show.
Oh my gosh, isn't that something?
So it was like, I think in February, I got a text from a friend, Lisa Tiger, another real
I
estate
know Lisa.
person.
Sure.
And she happens to be on the Berks Art Council, and she's an artist as well. I don't know if you know
No.
that, but so Lisa and I know each other, and she remembered my my work from when I had my studio at the Goggle Works many years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Before Have Some Fun Today, and she reached out to me because she wanted to see if I had any of those paintings, because I was doing different series back then.
Yeah.
And she came to me and she said, Steph, I loved your rock series. And I have to be honest, I didn't get it then, but now I think it's amazing. And so we were kind of like talking about art. And then she reached out to me and she said, would you want to do a solo show? And I was like, yes.
That's awesome.
And so that's how
Yeah.
it happened. I guess they went back to the board and they said, yeah, let's give her a show. And so they schedule it out a year ahead of time.
Wow.
So that's how long these things happen.
So you knew this a year ago.
I knew this a year ago.
Wow, that's
so
crazy.
I've just been working on all the pieces and then figuring out which ones I wanted to use in the show because it has to like work in the space.
Yeah.
And then I've been working with an art mentor out of New York City. He's a professor at Columbia. And, we were just kind of going over the different works. And he kind of said something that, it sparked my curiosity.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how you could, maybe create different types of art that go along with it. So it just got me thinking about ceramics. And so I did like 3 months of an open studio at the Goggle Works in their ceramic studio to kind of round out the different media I wanted to use for the show. So it's going to
And
be
I've seen it. It looks good.
Very interesting of the paintings and the ceramics and the sculptures. And it's all my work and it's all magical.
I saw the flowers.
Yeah,
The flowers.
they
Is
were
that what
fun.
they are? Flowers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a flower.
They're like little flowers.
But you said like sea urchin or
I
something.
call
was one
them
of the
my
things.
magical sea urchins.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But they look like. So I saw those,
Yeah.
and they're cool.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of laced with a little bit of a gold
Yeah.
ornament, whatever.
Yeah, they're very.
You don't need to wear glasses when you're doing them either, from what I was watching your video. I think that was so funny. She's like, I'm painting this and I can't really see it. I should go get my glasses, but I'm too lazy.
You know,
she just kept going.
Sometimes, I go into my studio at night just because I'm like, oh, let me just go in here. And,
Yeah.
And but sometimes it's late at night.
Yeah.
And I don't have my glasses on. And
Yeah,
of
so-
course, as we know, when we get in our 50s, we need to wear
Oh,
glasses.
absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. So going back, so you get told that you get asked to do this show. So
Yeah.
now when you're ready for when you hear that, do you then start painting like crazy, or do you just still have to, do you feel like stressed out about it?
No, I didn't feel stressed out about it all. I was just super excited. And it was just like fuel,
Yeah.
to keep on looking at what I had and seeing what else I wanted to add in to complement the
Yeah.
group. And Then there's all the framing, and there's like a lot of fun stuff too, actually.
Because you have to get it all ready together, and then you have to pick out which ones are your favorites.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, I want to take a second and thank Comfort Pro. Since 2001, Comfort Pro has been helping customers stay comfortable where they live, work, and play. They have 24/7 emergency service and a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. If you need help with your heating and air conditioning or indoor air quality, call Comfort Pro at 484-917-1803. Mention the show and receive a free humidifier with the installation of a complete system.
Well, I wouldn't say like my favorites. It's more like what is going to work in the show, because I'm not showing everything. Like
you can't.
I made a ton of paintings.
I would take up the whole building, right?
I mean, there's almost 50 pieces of art in the show.
Wow, that's a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I'm doing like 2 areas that is more like a salon style hang.
Okay.
And so that's like. What I mean by that, it's like you take a wall and then you hang paintings floor to ceiling.
Okay.
So you're hanging like tons of paintings on one space.
Sure.
As opposed to if you were to go to an art gallery in New York City, you would just see like one painting and then, maybe 6 feet.
Yeah. Another painting.
One.
Yeah.
And, I am kind of doing that for part of the show because I do like paintings to breathe.
Yeah.
It's like a little pet peeve of mine. Like when people want you to be in an art show and there's just too many paintings.
Yeah. Cause you're right. It doesn't give each one its own ability to shine.
Yeah. So I don't like that. So, I was trying to figure out what's going to make this work the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause you only have so much space to work with. I mean, that's just the way.
It's not a huge gallery.
Yeah.
And it's I think a little challenging, Yeah,
I know where it is there. Actually, I've seen the wall there because our kids, our daughter dances there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in the building pretty often, actually.
Okay.
So let's go back to the actual art. What is this type of art called again? What's it called?
Well, I mean, it's basically abstract expressionism.
Abstract expressionism. Now, what does that mean? Like I always like to look at these and I go, okay, so when I look at this, like, do you see this ahead of time or does it just come out of you while you're doing it?
That's a great question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally.
Like if I'm painting a bear, I see the bear in my head ahead of time.
Yeah. I would never say I'm going to paint a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a
thing
realism.
painter.
However, I have been stretching my repertoire.
Okay.
And I did a self-portrait. And I did a portrait of my mother.
I saw those on a picture, one of your pictures of your studio. I saw it in the background.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, so I do believe as an artist in stretching your capabilities. So for me, whenever I get curious about something, I then have to do it.
Yeah, got it.
It's just I've learned that about myself. And that is how I push myself into new territories and expand what I can do. And I think as an artist, it's really important to do that.
Yeah.
Because then when you go to do your work, these elements kind of seep in and it makes you a better artist.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because as you're saying that, I'm thinking about, when I told you I took opera lessons at one point. I don't sing opera, but when I took opera, I knew I wasn't going to be an opera singer.
Yeah.
But I did it because I was curious.
There you go.
I was curious. And also I had heard that the main thing that you learn from taking opera lessons is how to breathe, because they're very good at using their diaphragm to get that out, and be loud and do what you need to do. So it's the same kind of thing. I don't use the opera sound when I sing, okay, but I use the diaphragm exercises that I learned from that.
That's
so
cool.
It's part of that. It's the same kind of, it almost reminds me of that. It's so weird. I didn't think about that till now. So even though you're not painting those kind of things all the time, when you go to do your artwork, it's in there.
Yeah.
And it's in there somewhere.
Yeah. And it improves your work.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would say just about curiosity in general. I mean, curiosity is a driver for me.
Yeah.
For everything I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's important to recognize the things that drive you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the colors. Do you know ahead of time what colors you're going to use? Well,
okay. So yes and no.
Okay.
So this whole palette of the Magic series is a palette that I haven't really used before. So I think that's very interesting.
Cool.
But I was thinking about what colors, and when I talk to myself, you
Okay,
know?
it's okay. We all
like
do.
I'm talking.
Just don't
to
talk
myself.
back.
I answer myself too.
Okay, no, that's a little different.
But like I was trying to think of what colors come to my mind when I think of magic. So that was where I started. I started with a question to myself.
Sure.
And then of course I answered myself.
Good. That's
And
good.
coral was like is the driver of every painting almost in this series has the color coral in it.
Yeah. Now, which color is that? I'm not so good with. Is that the pinkish or the peachish
it's
color?
like the peachy.
Yeah, which I love that color.
Oh,
it's
you
a beach
do?
color. It's like a
Yeah.
beachy color. Yeah, love that color.
I think it's my favorite color.
Yeah, it's a great color.
And so I find myself using that color. And last year, that color was the impetus.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you kind of, as you're painting, for me, I kind of just naturally get a feeling for what color should come next.
Wow.
And sometimes you mess up. I mean,
So when you mess up, can you just paint over that then?
hell yeah.
Are you? Hell yeah. Says the artist. Yeah. So you can just start painting over that, and that it goes away.
Yes.
Oh wow.
You know,
that's pretty cool. And is there words in there?
Yeah.
Okay, because I started thinking that there was something wrong with me because I'm looking at this. I'm like thinking, there's words in there.
Yeah.
Are they actually? There's letters, but is there a word in there?
Yes. There's
Are you allowed to say what it is? Or
yeah. It says keep going.
Oh my God.
It's the name of the painting.
wait. Okay. I see the going.
Yeah. So I actually covered up the keep
Oh. Okay.
because my art mentor thought it was a little obvious.
Oh, got
So
it.
he just mentioned that, and then it was up to me if I wanted to do anything about it. So
Interesting.
you can't see the keep,
But I see the
but
going.
It's there.
Totally see the going.
And
I knew there was letters in there.
Yeah, and I think this painting, it's quite large. It's honestly like almost as big as your whole back wall.
Oh my gosh.
And so to me, it's like my pep talk.
Okay.
So it's keep going.
Keep going.
Because, you know, the stuff that we're doing is not easy stuff.
No. Yeah.
You know, it takes a lot of self-discipline. It
Yep.
takes a lot of just perseverance.
Yeah. I mean, look what you've done with your brand. I mean, you're have some fun today, brand. That's not something that happens overnight.
No.
Yeah, we all know that. Yeah, it's a labor of love, right? Is what that is. But yes, so let's talk more about. So you're going to be there for a whole month.
Yes.
Okay. If I want to see it and it's not the first day, is it open certain times of the day or?
I mean, I think the Yocum Institute is
open all day, usually,
every day,
I think, yeah.
and I think you could just go.
Okay.
So stop by. I mean, it's
Yeah.
going to be nothing like it in Berks County.
Good.
Anytime,
Good.
you know, it's
Yeah.
going to be a unique thing. I really want to bring back art to this area in a different way.
Good.
When I had my art studio at the Goggle Works in the early part of the 2000s, I used to have art openings all the time.
Yeah.
We had music, we
Oh,
had
that's cool.
drinks, people came dressed up. It was,
Oh, that's cool.
It was fun. Like
That
I
is
go to
fun.
art openings all the time in New York, and
They're probably
know,
fancy or no?
well, it depends where you go. If
Yeah.
you go to the ones in Chelsea, they're fancy.
Yeah.
People get dressed up, and it's like major people watching, and
wow.
the craziest, most
Prices?
amazing outfits.
And prices?
Oh, the prices! You can't even see the prices.
Oh, well, no way.
You can't even see the prices.
Wow.
Like to know what the price of a piece of art is at a Chelsea gallery, you have to somehow have to believe that you might buy one. So you better be put together in a certain way that they will hand you the price list, but they're really strict
Jeez.
on that. So most of the time you don't know how much things are.
Speaking about price, are your paintings for sale then?
Yes.
They're for sale. So when they go to
And the
these,
prices will be there.
hey
You have
Hugo,
to guess.
we're going to be good enough to get the prices on
right,
this. This
that's
is
right.
good. This
You
is
don't have to
good.
guess.
All you need is a vest and a
Yeah.
plaid shirt, and you can have the
We'll get-
price.
So, and you know, the cool thing about it is, like, if I were to do it at any gallery, I mean, they take 50%. The Yocum Institute will get 40%
Okay.
of anything that sells.
Okay.
And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
I would love,
absolutely.
I would be really happy if what I do supports the Yocum Institute.
Yeah, it's a good organization. They do good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so let's go into what I wanted to ask you before was the is there going to be any pottery there at all?
Yeah.
At the show. There will be.
Yeah, I have 4 pieces of my tall vessels that I made.
And they're in the Magic series too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I made these little flower sculptures like you saw, and they're going to be sold per piece.
Okay.
And I'm definitely going to go back and do more of that
Yeah.
because I thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
And
It looks cool.
It was so interesting to be at the Goggle Works in their ceramic studio around their ceramic artists.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've done things with ceramics over the years, but it's been like a little bit here, a little bit there. But these people, and so I had such a respect for what they do. And they were all so nice and helpful. What I was doing was so different.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were like, what the hell is she doing?
They're like, whoa.
But, and the work is crude. It's not like these refined, beautiful things that they're
But that's what makes it cool.
But that's, to me, what makes it cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And also...
You could go buy refined.
Yeah.
Refined potteries everywhere.
I could.
Yeah. But to actually do it, that it's something that's a little bit more earthy.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So I'm a little addicted to it.
Yeah. It's fun. I've never done it, but I know people that do it Wes Mucky, who we'll have on. We'll have him on here at some point from Nolde Forest Pottery.
Yeah.
But he's a good friend of mine. And he throws his own clay. I mean, but he just makes it look amazing, and then does all kinds of different artwork on it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I love
you should go to his studio.
Oh, I will.
He's got a great studio out off of New Holland Road.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think I knew him from
years
back
ago.
in my art
absolutely.
days,
He's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for a long time. So let's go. One of the questions I had as I was thinking about some notes here. So you do interior design. I also saw you're working on a house right now. You're doing a makeover somewhere, I think, down at the beach.
Yeah.
I saw that. Mm-hmm. So interior design, you do the fashion apparel, was what I called it, which is basically your have some fun today stuff. And now you're doing paintings. Which of those children do you love the best?
My art.
Your art. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you've come back to, because you've kind of always done that, but your art is still your.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I've always been an artist before I was a fashion designer or an interior designer. You just are what you are.
Yeah.
But I've done other things for work.
Yeah.
And, the have some fun today thing, I couldn't not do that.
Right.
When my dad passed away, like I had to do that. But I think it was through COVID, when everybody was people were becoming artists for the first time in their life.
Yeah.
And I think that's so amazing. I started painting again just because I had nothing else to do besides work. So I started painting, and I think it was really being in New York the past couple of years and I'm in Chelsea.
Oh, so you get to see
so
everything.
I'm near these like amazing galleries, and I was going around to them and thinking, my art feels just as good as a lot of the stuff I'm seeing.
Right.
Like, why am I not doing this? So I slowly kind of started going to more art shows, and I got into a couple art shows in New York, and then I got offered this solo show here.
Yeah.
And then I've redid my art website, which is now.
Oh, I have to check that out.
Shop on the art website.
What's the art website, just so we have it?
It's StephanieRadoTaormina.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I for some reason I didn't stumble upon that, or maybe I missed it somehow.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I guess, so many things people are sharing.
Yeah,
these days.
exactly. No, I'll have to check that out, because that's something we can share also on our socials and stuff like that.
That'd be great. Yeah.
That'd be really cool. So basically, I kind of had a feeling you were going to say the art back to the art. I mean, it's all art.
It is. Art.
The apparel, the have some fun today. It's art. I mean, you're creating, things, and of course, interior design is art and all that stuff. But this is true art. What you're doing right now.
Yeah,
painting.
like to paint for me is like kind of just having a conversation with my deep inner soul. And I find something really so beautiful about that. And it's almost like leaving a legacy.
Oh yeah.
Talking about that thinking about your life and thinking about like, how are people going to remember you? How is my family going to remember me?
Yeah.
I know it sounds a little morbid.
No, it's not morbid. No, I don't think that's morbid. I think that's just being responsible, for one, of knowing that nobody will be here forever.
Yeah.
And why, if we have the ability to leave a legacy, and I'm not talking money, I'm talking a legacy in other ways, why not? I mean, and also it's a contribution.
Yeah.
In history. It's a contribution as a timestamp in our life.
Well, right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Like right now, like it's so interesting that you say that because, the abstract expressionist movement, which I'm an abstract painter.
Yeah.
And that was created in the United States, in New York City.
Oh, interesting.
Through the Great Depression, World War I, World War II, and the turmoil that people were experiencing because all the people in Europe, the creatives, all came to New York City during World War II because they were fleeing persecution.
Yep.
So New York was this it just burst with all this creativity and constraint.
And that's where it came from.
And so right now, that is where my work is going to go after this show. Because I feel like we are going through something in this country and in our world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now. And I want my work to reflect that history.
Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah. And we'll see what that is then.
I don't know what it's going to be.
We don't know yet, but we'll know next year.
It's exciting to have like an inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's well, and it is nice to have it. And also, why not take some of the stuff that's going on and put it into something that is, positive or, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
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 Very cool. Very cool. So, all right. So how do we tie in Have Some Fun Today with this? You talked about, I said, where is Have Some Fun Today? Not obviously it's not like it's going away, but like, where is that in your life and how is that going to be? Are these going to come together?
Yeah. Well, earlier, actually February 1, we launched our One collection, which is one of a kind hand painted handbags.
Saw that. It's really cool. Is that the one I saw on the beach that you were showing off?
So
it's very cool.
I did that one for myself.
It looks good.
Just to kind of, why not?
Yeah, right. I liked it. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Doesn't it have these colors in it?
It does have coral.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just thought that now. I'm like, wait a minute. There was coral in there.
It's more of a pinky coral.
But it's kind of, it lends itself to that. Yeah.
Totally. It's totally my thing. And so we collaborated with 5 other artists.
Very cool.
In total. And we asked them, we actually just said, which bags inspire you? And then they picked them and then they painted whatever they wanted. And they're on our website. And they are each one of a kind.
That's neat.
And so little things like that.
Yeah.
Like I definitely want to do more art related things with Have Some Fun Today.
Yeah.
But one thing at a time.
Yeah, Have Some Fun Today, the magic collection. There you go, whatever.
There you go.
Yeah. That's cool. Very cool. I love it. What do you think, Hugo?
It's fun. It's
Fun.
magic.
It is magic. It is magic. So is there anything else you want to tell us about the show or anything? I mean,
just that I'm really excited. We've sent out over 1,000 invitations.
Which is a lot.
So I'm hoping it's going to be a really fun event.
Yep.
We have a photographer going to be there documenting the
awesome,
the big social kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're going to have drinks.
Cool.
And hopefully a lot of fun people being curious about the work. And
I got to check my schedule for Sunday and see if I can do it, but I'm going to try and get out there.
I mean, I come for like
Yeah.
An hour.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it.
It'll be fun to catch up with different people because it's going to bring all different walks of Berks County, hopefully.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. It's really cool. Well, thanks for coming back.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me.
You're very welcome. Anytime, I said before, anytime you want to come back, you can come back. Right, Hugo?
That's right.
She's always welcome.
That's
She's always
right.
got something going on. All right, there you go. Thanks so much, Stephanie. Stephanie Taormina, we got Return to Magic, the works from 2024. It'll be at the Yocum Gallery from March 23rd to April 26th. The opening reception is March 23rd, 2 to 5 p.m. It's going to be a good time. So make sure you get out there and see her work. It's really good stuff. There you go. All right, that's it. See you every Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you. Hey guys, if you're looking to buy or sell a house in Berks County or beyond, let me know. This is Brad Weisman from the Brad Weisman Show. You probably know I'm also a realtor, but I wanted to remind you, if you have any questions or you need anything, please give me a call, 484-256-5836. Thanks.